Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm going to be sharing some natural hair tips and tricks that I've learned over the years with you. I'd really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. So before we start this video, I'd just like to say that these tips that I'm about to give are not guaranteed to help with hair growth, because when it comes to the thickness of your hair and the length of your hair, that's pretty much like genetics. So yeah, these tips are just to help with like overall health, improving the health of your natural hair. Yeah, so let's get into the video. The first tip I'd like to give you is that you need to do some research about natural hair in order to get to learn about your hair and get to know what your hair likes and what your hair doesn't like. So when you get to do your research, you get to know, is my hair 4A, is my hair 4C? You'll get to know whether your hair is high or low porosity. It really helps if you do this kind of research, because you know you'll be able to make more informed choices about your hair, and you'll be able to know whose advice to take and whose advice not to take. For example, I have low porosity hair. So if you have high porosity hair and then you don't even know what your porosity is, and you just constantly use the advice that I give you, it wouldn't really help your hair in the long run, because the better option would be to use the routine or the tricks that people with high porosity hair would use. Right, so the next tip I have is that you need to moisturize your hair, and you need to moisturize it as often as possible. So when it comes to natural hair, you need to moisturize your hair regularly. When I say moisture, I don't just mean putting only water in your hair or putting only oil in your hair. You have to go with both. Yeah, so moisturize your hair, and don't just moisturize all your hair and neglect your ends. When it comes to moisturizing, your ends need the most attention, and the reason why this is so is that the ends of your hair are the oldest parts of your hair. So yeah, that's the tip I have for you. Moisturize your hair as often as possible and give special attention to the ends of your hair. Right, so the next tip I have for you is that weekly treatments are very necessary when it comes to natural hair. So I'm sure you hear this a lot, that when it comes to natural hair, consistency is key. And this is true, especially for your weekly treatments. So most of the time when you go throughout the week, it could be that you either neglected your hair or maybe over manipulated your hair. What you have to do is really settle down, maybe at the end of the week or any time of the week that you get time to spare. Just do some sort of treatment. So it could be that, for example, you had a hairstyle that needed like constant manipulation, you were over pulling your hair, stressing your hair out. You need to sit down and treat it. Or maybe you neglected your hair throughout the week, you didn't do anything to it, maybe kept it in a bun throughout the week. You need to sit down, do something, treat your hair. Even if you don't have like the time, right, the least you could do is maybe like a scalp massage or a hot oil treatment. Just something to give your hair that extra boost that it didn't get throughout the week. Right, so this next tip is for people who like to go to the beach a lot, people who like to go to the pool a lot. So I, for one, really enjoy going to the beach a lot with my natural hair out. And one way that you can protect your natural hair when you're at the beach or at the pool is to cover your hair with some shea butter, some water. Yeah, so when you go to the beach and the pool, there are lots of like harsh elements that could easily damage your hair: the chlorine, the salt water, the sun. Yeah, so what you can do is to just spray some water on your hair, put on some shea butter, and this is sort of like a shield from all these harsh elements that could easily damage your hair. So my last tip is that this tip is specifically for those who have low porosity hair. So for those of you who don't know, low porosity hair is hair that finds it difficult to absorb moisture and absorb the products that are put on it. So this tip that I like to share, I learned it just a few months ago, is that you can water down your conditioner before you apply it onto your hair. When you finish shampooing your hair and it's time to condition, don't just like put the conditioner on your hands and straight onto your hair. You can just maybe pour the conditioner that you need into a separate bottle, add some water before you apply it. So when you water down your conditioner, it basically just makes it easier for your hair to absorb this conditioner. Yeah, basically. So you're not just placing the conditioner on your head, 5 minutes later you're rinsing it out, but with water this will be able to absorb it quicker, since that's what your hair needs. Alright guys, these are the tips that I have for you. I hope you learned something new. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with anyone who has natural hair and would like to know some tips and some tricks on how to have your hair healthy.